Vanakkam, I am Dr. Vanaja Kannadasan, working as an assistant professor in SKSS Arts College, Tirupandal. Now we are going to study the topic communication. It is one of the chapter in business management. Who is studying first year BCom CA in Bharathasan University. Okay, it is really hard to imagine a world and life without any communication. Whether sitting in office premises, or visiting any bank or shop or doctor or any other public place, at home, everywhere, we are exchange information, thoughts in a way or another on a daily basis with different people. Okay, let us know the origin of the word. The word communication is derived from Latin words communis, which means common, and the Greek word communicare or communico, which means to share. Okay, communication is a process of exchange of facts, ideas, opinions, and means that individual or organizations share the meaning and understanding with one another. Okay, let us know the definition. Okay, Edgar Dale defines communication is sharing of ideas and feelings in a mood of mutuality, and Aristotle defines communication is a means of persuasion to influence others so the desired effect is achieved. Okay, communication can better be understood through its basic elements, principles, and types. Okay, now let us know the elements of communications. There are 4 elements of communication, that is message, source or center, medium or channel, and receiver. Let us see one by one. The actual content or information that is being communicated is termed as a message, and source or center is one who sends the message or information to another persons, and a medium or channel, a system or the means to transfer information or message between the center and receiver. And the receiver, as the term indicated, the receiver is the one who receives the message or information transmitted by the center. Okay, the communication between people continues by using the above elements. The center encodes the message into different mediums like verbal, non-verbal, or written, etc. Okay, and forwards it to the receiver using appropriate communication channel, that is electronically or printed media. Further, the receiver decodes the message and sends feedback to the center. Okay, let us know the basic principles of communication process. Principles consist of the validating guidelines that are used in performing different tasks or functions to achieve predetermined goals. To make communication effective, few principles or guidelines of communication are defined that should be followed. One can convey his or her message in a more precise form if the communication is clear and effective. The same applies to the organization or business point of view. Okay, below are the basic principles of communications that are also known as 7 P's of communications. Okay, number 1, principles of cohesiveness. The principles of cohesiveness states that the message should be conveyed in concise form, that is the best shortest possible way. The second one is principles of clarity. While communicating, clarity or clear communication is also important aspect for individuals and in business communications. By following the clarity principles of communication, one can focus on a specific message at a time. So the message that is being conveyed must be clear. The third one is principles of correctness. One can better understand or interpret the more accurate message. The guidelines for correct or accurate communication are covered under the principles of correctness. If the message is correct, then its impact is also great, and it also boosts the confidence of the center. The fourth one is principles of concreteness. The clear and particular message is defined as a concrete message. Concrete communication includes fact and figures to strengthen the message or media. The next one is principles of completeness. The next principles of communication is states that communication should be complete to be effective. A message is said to be complete when the recipient of the message receives all the necessary information that they want to be informed informed. Okay, the next one is principles of courteousness. The principles of courteousness states that while communicating, the center should show respect to the audience or receiver. The next last one is principles of coherence. The communication should be coherent, that is both consistency and logical should be part of center's message. Okay, let us know the types of communications. Communication is mainly of three types: verbal, non-verbal and written communication. The first one is verbal communication. Verbal or oral communication is defined as the flow of message or information between the center and the audience through different verbal mediums like speech or words, presentation, discussion and conversation, etc. The second one is written communication. The process of transmitting message or information in the written form of words is known as written communication. The medium of this communication is in organizations are memos, reports, letters, circulars, documents, emails, that kind. Okay, the non-verbal communication, exchange of thoughts, feelings, emotions, this kind through non-verbal means is considered as non-verbal communication. The non-verbal means can be body movements or postures, eye contacts, facial expressions, gestures, touch and use of space, that kind. All these are broadly categorized as body language. Okay, the others are electronic communications. When the transmission of message between the center and receiver is through electronic or digital technologies, then it is said to be electronic communication. The other one is visual communication. We also communicate by visualizing things like through signboards, hoardings, banners, maps, pictures, that kind. Through these modes of visual communication, a recipient receives information. The next one is formal communication. Formal communication happens when information is exchanged at an organizational level, that is between employees and management, superior and subordinates, or between same rank colleagues, etc. The last one is informal communication. The informal communication takes place when transmissions of a message between the center and receiver is without any formal communication medium or channel. Okay, let us know the barriers to communication. A barrier in communication is a blockage or hindrance that prevents to transmit the intended meaning of the message to the receiver or group of receivers. Okay, the different types of barriers are the first one is the barrier of language. A language barrier creates hurdles in effective communication. There are different languages of different regions within country or in different countries. The second one is barriers related to psychological factors. Different psychological factors may also create hurdles to effective communication. The mental conditions of the communication influence effective communication a lot. The third one is a barrier of emotional factors. A person with a high emotional quotient, that is EQ, can communicate in a much effective way rather than a person having low or average EQ. The fourth one is physical barriers. Different environment or natural barriers in communication are considered as physical barriers. It can be noise or distance or equipments, that kind. Okay, the next one is barrier of cultural differences. In today's era of globalization, different organizations are hiring people from different places in the world. The workforce from different countries has different cultures, values, behavior pattern, opinions, body language, that kind. The way people behave and think also depends on the culture from which they belong to. So while communicating, consideration of different culture is required. While communicating, these cultural factors can become a hurdle. The next one is organizational barrier. The obstacles in flow of information among the workforce in an organization that can create serious loss of considered as organizational level barriers. The next one is barriers related to the attitude or behavioral issues. Different people have different type of attitudes or behavior. A few of them cause ineffective effective communication. The next one is perpetual barrier. Different people have different perceptions of the same message. That is, different people may interpret the same information differently. The next one is psychological barriers. Different limitations of the body and mind of humans may also create barriers to effective communication. These limitations can be ill health, memory loss, lacking in attention, poor eyesight, hearing problems, that kind. Okay, the last one is barriers relating to technology. Technological barriers are there are is a lot of advancement in technology. Sometimes these technologies may not produce effective communication. Okay, thank you.